Welcome, Viraj, to Coffee and Catch Up.
Thank you. Thank you,
So,
Vijay.
so it's been a few days since your store opened, right?
Yeah, alternate
So,
days. So, yeah.
what is the new normal looking like?
So, by God's grace, to be really honest, you have received an extremely positive feedback. And I'll tell you, it all depends on the factor of trust and the confidence that your client has in you. Because when your client, he's been shopping with you for the last 20, 30, 40 years. We're 50 years old now. So we've
Right.
been seeing my father and his brother. They've been seeing their client for the last probably 30 years of their business. So they know the kind of confidence and the trust that client walks in with them into our store, because they know that they'll be looked after with utmost care, and they know, and they're aware of the fact that their priority, their safety is our top priority. So the new normal is obviously different. But we are seeing clients sitting in front of us with the gloves and masks and the face shield, which is absolutely a new normal. We've never witnessed something like that earlier.
And what about what kind of customers are coming in? I mean, are they like casual walk-ins or are like people coming in to buy only for occasion?
Uh, Maximum amount of customers that we've been catering to since that we've opened are mainly coming for lightweighted jewelry like chains or rings or bracelets and bangles and something like that. Yes, until now we have not witnessed the client coming in and who, uh, you know placing an order for or looking out for a heavy bridal set, then be it gold, diamond or polki.
Okay. But so
Yeah.
on an average, how many walk-ins would you say are happening on a day-to-day basis?
If I tell you on weekdays, it should be around at least 100 and above, and
That's not bad at all.
that's exactly. And then weekends, it could probably go to 150.
A business point of view, what is
Yeah.
of like your priority right now at this point?
See, utmost priority at the moment is to look after every client walking into our store. Okay, because let's not deny the fact that they are genuine buyers. They're only stepping out of the house in such tough conditions. If they and there's only the reason being that they want to genuinely buy gold jewelry. So yes, absolutely. Our topmost priority at the moment is to take care of any client that is walking into our store, and at least try that the conversion rate should be at least above 85%. And the only customers who go back empty-handed are probably the ones who are not able to find that particular product they're coming from, and at the moment the courier is also shut, so we can't even place orders. So those are the only customers that are walking out empty-handed.
Okay. Yeah, so speaking of not having the right kind of inventory,
Hmm.
a lot is also pinned on when Mumbai will completely open up,
Yes,
and start
yes, yes.
functioning. So what do you think, how do you think this is going to affect not just your business but the entire supply chain?
See, yeah. See, I'll tell you, if I speak ratio wise, around 50 or to 60% of the people I work with, the suppliers, are based in Mumbai, and most of them who specialize in see somebody I buy jewelry from in South, but even they end up having the offices in Bombay because it's the hub. And see, their offices are shut at the moment completely. The artisans and the craftsmen, they've gone back to their respective hometowns. There are a lot of orders which were placed pre-COVID with us, but luckily our clients are well aware of the situation, and even they know that the ball is not in our court, and
Yeah,
there's actually nothing we can do, and our hands are completely tied. So
yeah.
yes, Bombay being shut makes a huge difference for the whole industry. The whole supply chain gets stuck, be it diamond, polki, gold, or silver articles.
Also, how do you think? So it's a very challenging time, and but how do you think this entire situation, this pandemic, is going to change the way we think as businessmen going forward. What do you think
Yeah.
are some of the trends that are going to be there in terms of retail and even in terms of consumer behavior?
Yes, the buying trend of the client will change. Earlier the client would just aggressively buy. There was this thing called pleasure buying. So
Yeah.
the pleasure buying might not take place so soon, but down the days, yes. Moment, our motto is to clear the stock we have, because in the former shows that we attended, we've obviously bought a lot of jewelry, keeping in mind festivals like Akshay Tritiya, then Eid, and a lot of other festivals that we just missed. And we can't ignore summer holidays also. Summer holidays, we see a lot of potential clients, a lot of genuine buyers. So, yes, we have missed out on a lot of occasions, a lot of prime, you can say, prime days that we could have made a lot of sale. But at the moment, our motto is to handle the inventory really smartly, really efficiently, and to clear the stock that we have at the moment. So I believe, I
Okay.
forecast that the coming shows might not have a lot of aggressive footfall. Yes, there'll be footfall, but the buying won't be aggressive. Buy smarter things. They don't want to buy one big set and then just keep it ahead in the locker. They want to rather break it down and buy two sets, and probably fancy cocktail rings and heavy bracelets and all of that. So I believe that is the future. Smarter buying from customers' end, and from our end also, when it comes to buying from our suppliers.
The one of the bigger issues today is
Yeah,
there's a liquidity issue,
okay.
wherein cash flow issue rather,
Yeah,
wherein uh, retailers have made a few purchases, say probably end of last year or beginning of this year, but
yeah,
obviously many are unable to make the payments, fulfill the payment
yes,
cycle to
yes,
manufacturer because
yes.
of obviously lack of demand
Obviously,
and the lock.
yeah, yeah,
But there's also a cash crunch from the manufacturer's point of
yes,
view. They are not able to
yes,
pay their artisans and all of that.
yes.
How do you think a retailer and a manufacturer together you can, solve this issue?
Yes, so I literally had the same conversation with my dad yesterday. That what about dad? How do we attend the shows now? Keeping the excessive stock that we have in mind. He's like, forget the stock. What about the money? We need to pay them the money first that we've bought the earlier stock for. So, so that is, these are the ethics that we go by. That we at least have to make sure that we fully pay them the amount for the stock that we have bought from them earlier, and then place order for the newer ones. So I guess that is the only way out. Now that we have resumed with our operations, and now that we have started our cash flows have been resumed. We have started making the payments slowly, slowly, gradually, small amounts, but yes, we are paying. We are making the payments. That's what matters. So this everything is connected. You see, Vijeta, that first you need to clear out the stock. You need to create the capital. You need to pay them back first. Then we can think of what we can do ahead. Then the next chapter begins.
So thank you so much for joining us. And one quick thing, how do you like your coffee?
I'm to be very honest, I'm not a very coffee person, but yeah, I mean, I'm just a normal cappuccino would do justice to me. I'm more of a very nice, strong tea person, a masala tea person. That probably that gives me a kick.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much for joining us again.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Vijeta. It's been a
Yeah.
pleasure.